The U.S. Federal Reserve made a historic announcement that it wants to buy back $18,356 worth of XRP. This could change everything for people who hold XRP. This move could change the future of XRP and its market value in a big way. You might be asking why the Federal Reserve is one of the most important financial companies all over the world are getting involved with cryptocurrencies like XRP, because it is seen as a powerful way to make cross-border payments faster and cheaper. This is more than just normal news for people who own XRP. It shows that the Fed has a lot of faith in Ripple's technology and what XRP could do for the global financial system. With the Federal Reserve's backing, it could be the start of a big price jump and the wider use of XRP in the financial sector. The Federal Reserve's participation in this announcement may be the start of a new phase in the growth of cryptocurrencies. But why is it so important? The Federal Reserve has always been a big part of XRP's credibility and demand. It has been picky about which financial technologies it backs, so the fact that it is supporting XRP with this huge buyback plan is a huge vote of confidence in the whole coin industry, not just Ripple. A lot of traditional banks have been hesitant to accept cryptocurrency for years because they think digital assets are uncertain or risky, but that story is beginning to change since the Federal Reserve stepped in. Unlike Bitcoin or Ethereum, XRP was created to make international spending easier. This makes it a unique cryptocurrency. XRP is also more than just a way to invest or keep your money safe. It's a real-world answer to a problem. Through its backing of XRP, the Federal, as shown by the Reserve's statement that it values Ripple's technology and thinks XRP could play a big part in the future of global finance, the digital currency may become even more important in the financial world over the next few years. The plan to buy back $18,356 is not just a normal business deal. When such a big group steps in, it generally means that the U.S. Federal Reserve thinks XRP will be around for a long time. You could think of it as a huge vote of trust that could lead other banks to do the same. But what does this mean for people who own XRP? In short, it could lead to a huge rise in the market for XRP. If the Federal Reserve takes back a lot of XRP, the price may go up because there isn't much of it and people want it more. With the Federal Reserve's help, this gives users a chance to possibly make money from XRP's future value. Also, more banks could start to use XRP in their deals, which would be a good thing. If XRP becomes more liquid and useful because of news like this, it could go from being just a cryptocurrency to an important part of the banking system. With the help of the buyback plan, XRP will be able to go beyond being an asset and become an important tool for sending money between countries in the future. It's not just because the Federal Reserve is interested in XRP's place in the global financial system. Rumors may soon become true. The U.S. Federal Reserve's plan to buy back $18,356 worth of XRP will have an instant impact on the price of XRP. It could also change the way money is handled for decades to come. It is now SWIFT that people like. Foreign money transfers, but it is often expensive, slow, and not very useful to use. There are many middlemen in the standard banking system. These people add fees and slow down cross-border payments. Because of these issues, Ripple created XRP, which is a faster and cheaper alternative to the Federal Reserve's participation, shows that it sees XRP as a possible way to make foreign financial transactions faster and more efficient. This is important because it shows that XRP could become more than just a risky investment. Instead, it could become a key tool for changing the way money is sent across borders. When XRP is added to the main banking system, it could change everything: how banks and other financial companies handle payments made across borders. This plan to buy back shares shows how big companies like the Federal Reserve are starting to use cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology with the Fed's help. Right now, XRP is in a great situation to become a major player in the global payments market. The buyback plan says that XRP is governments, big businesses, and financial institutions that count on quick and easy international money transfers are expected to make more requests. XRP's value could go up as more financial companies use it for cross-border transactions. This could lead to more liquidity. As XRP is used more, it will not only help businesses but also let more people use it. Adding cryptocurrency to the traditional banking system, if businesses and banks start taking XRP as payment, it could become the standard way to send money between countries. Another important part of this buying plan is that U.S. banks are taking part. The Federal Reserve's choice to buy back XRP with the full support of U.S. banks is help with Ripple's technology. There are a lot of important banks in the world, and the fact that they are taking part in this buyback plan shows that they have changed how they feel about digital assets like XRP. Big U.S. banks are on board, which means XRP could soon be an important part of the banking system that makes life possible. Taking turns. U.S. banks are already looking for ways to make their payment processes more efficient, cut costs, and work more smoothly. The technology behind Ripple makes more and more financial companies want to get involved with XRP. This is the best way to solve these problems. The buyback plan shows that more people are starting to accept cryptocurrency in the traditional banking industry. As the Federal Reserve and U.S. banks move forward with their buyback plan, if U.S. banks are ready to accept XRP and take part in the buyback, it could encourage other international financial players to do the same. This would strengthen XRP's position as a future payment method for all countries. People who own XRP may get a big prize. Demand for XRP is growing at the same time that if financial institutions start using XRP, the price could go up a lot. This would be a great chance for investors who have been hanging on to XRP for a long time. The buying plan shows that people believe in Ripple's technology and that XRP is a currency that could change the way people send money across borders. Environment with more involvement from institutions and support from the Federal Reserve. This is a very important time for people who own XRP because it means that their investment could not only make them money but also help bring about a big change in the financial industry. This will make XRP an important asset in the future of digital payments. It is believed that XRP's role in the world's financial system will grow. The way governments and financial institutions around the world see and use cryptocurrencies may change in a bigger way because of this move. People have been skeptical about the use of digital currencies like XRP in the traditional banking system for a long time. But now that the Federal Reserve has stepped in, that doubt is quickly being replaced by trust. Large and important financial institutions are starting to use XRP and into a use XRP. XRP starting to use XRP. This shows that digital assets will become an important part of world finance in the future. There aren't many barriers between traditional finance and cryptocurrencies right now because the Federal Reserve is ready to buy back XRP and U.S. banks are also taking part. This buyback plan is not just about XRP and Ripple, it's about how blockchain technology can be used more widely in finance. Blockchain has some unique advantages over traditional ways of making payments. Using XRP can cut down on transaction fees by a lot, and it is quick, safe, and clear. The Federal Reserve and most U.S. banks are pretty much in favor of using blockchain for everyday spending tasks. This could make the door open